Mitrom and Bandhuvam, welcome to South Asia Maps. This is the education channel. Your presenter Dr. J. Reddy at South Asia Maps brings you a wide range of topics from Indology to human ecology. And uniqueness of this channel is I try to bring them the abstract ideas in the iconographic form, in the form of pictures, images, and maps and so on, and give the depth of coverage and a deeper understanding. We are continuing our fascinating journey on human ecology predicament. That is, the predicament is the dilemma, impasse, the issue for which there is no solution. That is, overpopulation, resource depletion on the planet Earth is our predicament. Today, we look at the ecological perspective of the Commonwealth nations. The title is Commonwealth is a group of countries which was once ruled by the British Empire, the Commonwealth of Nations. There are 50 or so the countries from almost every continent. Commonwealth, the British Commonwealth, uncommon citizenship. There used to be a citizenship, common citizenship for Commonwealth countries. That now got terminated. And what is the ecological view of this human history? Here we'll be touching the political part a little bit, mostly the ecological part that gives you a deeper understanding. So this is the Commonwealth countries. I just represented only a part. Once upon a time, from Cape to Cairo. Cape is a province, like a Natal province, Cape province, Orange Free State, and Transvaal and so on. Used to be called Union of South Africa, now South Africa, modern nations. There is a Cape province, there is a Cape Town sitting across the Atlantic Ocean and Indian Ocean. From Cape to Cairo. Cairo is a city, prominent big city in the Misr, Egypt, in the Maghreb region of Arab world, across the Mediterranean. Egypt and Sudan were parts of the British Commonwealth. There are different names, mandated territories and so on. So all these countries, Cape to Cairo, is a British Commonwealth. Once upon a time represented Nigeria and Ghana and so on. Is the Britain, the motherland here. Of course, the South Africa, South Asia, that is Pakistan, Bharat, India and Bangladesh across the Red Cliff Line, and other Malaysia. So we represented some of them during the parent country itself has around about 315,000 square kilometers, among which 222 is Wales, England and Scotland, and remaining is the Ireland, is an island. Of course, Northern Ireland is a part, now it's an Irish Republic separate, but we combine them together. There was a long tradition of a Commonwealth-wide common citizenship at the heydays of the British Empire. And after the World War II, it became a casualty. Now, no such thing exists. Because British overpopulation in Britain, the mother territory, parent country, Britain got deprived of its ghost acreage of its colonies. I will explain that in the next thumbnails. So, this is the part we are talking about, that is the 121. Commonwealth, common citizenship now has become uncommon. Common citizenship is untenable now. That means that's not possible anyhow. And previous other presentations, you can look at them in our, that is our YouTube channel. If you are new to our YouTube channel, they have posted more than 420 the presentations on varied diverse topics. You can find them at YouTube channel South Asia Maps J. Reddy, 423 as of 2023 August. I will also be posting at Twitter my handle India Maps number 2. You can also find me there posting. Commonwealth uncommon citizenship. In the Commonwealth, in the final days, we have dropped the United States because that dropped from the British Commonwealth a lot of years back, around about 1776 or so. I omitted, only kept the Britain and Canada and Australia and New Zealand for simplicity here. So there was a long tradition of Commonwealth-wide common citizenship. This became casualty because Britain got overpopulated. Casualty due to British overpopulation. That means after the loss of colonies, Britain got deprivation of the ghost acreage of colonies. Initially, the non-white immigrants to these countries, they are allowed to settle in the parent country at any time. It was accused of some sort of discrimination, racism. Later, they modified the laws, allowed any of the Commonwealth citizens, domiciles of Asia, Africa, West Indies, that mostly Jamaica, Caribbean, and so on. They are also allowed to immigrate to Commonwealth motherland, that is the Great Britain. That means the later immigrants law, it softened racism. The rights of the British dissidents, even it allowed the dissidents of Canada, Australia, New Zealand, they can go back and settle in the parent country. The old idea is that immigrants from Britain and their descendants, the British colonizers of these territories, their descendants have the right, re-entry right, with full rights, citizenship rights or something like that, full settlement rights of the mother nation. The colonizers of these countries of British origin, their descendants have the full rights of full settlement back to the parent country. That was the original idea. It is a Commonwealth, common citizenship. This idea existed in the time of Age of Exuberance. Age of Exuberance is a time period, is affluence and prosperity, exuberance, from 1500 or 6 to almost World War II, 450 years. Age of Discovery is 1500 to 4.5 centuries, means World War II. Afterwards, almost the Age of Exuberance collapsed into post-Age of Exuberance. You can extend that Age of Exuberance instead of World War II, 1945 to 1970. That does not make any difference. So, during the post-exuberant era, this concept collapsed in the Britain. That is the point. The overseas citizens of British origin, they become too exuberant, too numerous, too colossal. Too exuberant means they become prodigals, Homo sapiens to Homo colossus, resource-consuming human beings. And they also become too exuberant, too numerous. Their population number, when Canada was assembled from Upper Canada, Lower Canada, there used to be 2 million people or so. Now there are around about 40 million. So they become too numerous and too colossal also in the after post-war. So the things is the loss of colonies made the mother territory lose its, that is the invisible acreage, trade acreage. Colonialism in political term, if you translate into ecological term, is nothing but getting the resources by just sending the paper currency or digital currency. That is the invisible acreage or trade acreage. So Britain suffered carrying capacity deficits after loss of colonies. That means now it is dependent on phantom carrying capacity, so it cannot afford the descendants go back and settle in the parent country. So the thing is, we have to remember here, this is from Hungry Planet book of Dr. George Borgstrom, the professor in Michigan State University, East Lansing. The three ecological aspects, that is visible acreage, invisible acreage, fossil acreage. Suppose this is your village, this is a visible acreage, you can see it, the food, fodder, fiber, anything you get. is an island or a village. It can be even isolated country or province or anything like that. Visible to the residents, that gets the visible acreage, is an invisible acreage. That means far away island or other country, they are getting a certain food amount imported. That means if this imports stop, this invisible acreage, this territory has to allot more land to get supplements of that food or fodder or fiber or whatever it may be. So visible acreage, invisible acreage is the additional farmland. Now we are running a modern agriculture, that is industrial agriculture. We are using fertilizers, pesticides, combines, harvesters, tractors. Means these are the fossil acreage. That means millions of years back oil was deposited. We are transforming it, metamorphosizing, converting into agricultural productivity, industrial agriculture, modern agriculture. If you lose that, we lose the fossil acreage. That means more land still has to be allotted for growing corn or maize, so that you can produce biofuel or gasohol to supplement whatever loss is. So the point, that means this is the carrying capacity. The Britain could able to have certain amount of people at that time. Now the population increase, it is running on phantom carrying capacity or carrying capacity deficits of this Homo colossal. To put it in the back, remember, Britain at the time of industrialization started around about steam engine invention, let's say 1800. Remember, 1800 there are 8 million people in England. Just we are taking England only. The remaining provinces are not that important, like Scotland, Wales, Ireland, and so on. Remember, 1800 there is 1,000 million people on the earth. 1818 or so, that is the Battle of Waterloo at that time. 1800, 8 million people lived in England. Population doubled to 16 by 1850. At the time of the potato famine in Ireland, again the population doubled just before the World War. 8 to 1632, now is almost doubled. If you add the Scotland, that is around about 5 million people, and Wales maybe 1 or 2 million people. So if you add that 5, it becomes 61, 62, and there are maybe, I don't exactly remember, Ireland, Northern Ireland, how many. Essentially the population is 4 times. That is the enormous. These were the simple human beings, Homo sapiens at that time. The requirements very simple. Now there are Homo colossuses. Most of them run the cars. They are the humongous energy consumer. So the Commonwealth uncommon citizenship loss is due to ecological viewpoint. That is, the loss of colonies is nothing but colonialism, dismemberment of colonies, and is loss of territories, the foreign lands, Ghana and all those Indian territories. That is invisible acreage. The acreage that was not visible, not present locally, visible acreage, loss of invisible acreage from this, that is the loss of trade acreage. And that means now the Britain runs a carrying capacity deficits. It is running the phantom carrying capacity. That means Commonwealth, common citizenship is not possible. So the Commonwealth, uncommon citizenship is the reality now. Hope this will put you in the proper context, and that is about Commonwealth countries, uncommon citizenship, and Cape to Cairo. Once Commonwealth countries, Australia and New Zealand, now those descendants cannot go back and settle in the parent country, that is the Great Britain. That is the story today, and that's the ecological perspective. We looked at it. Commonwealth, uncommon citizenship. Thank you very much, Mitra and Bandhuvam. See you in other presentations. If you like the contents, please consider subscribing and bringing to the notice of your friends, as well as posting your comments.